How are you all? As you can see, I've got some new news. Now what I've got in that bowl have just arrived from Koi Wholesale via JPN Koi. It's two Taniguchi golden corn. Now I hadn't planned buying these, but you know what it's like, I seen them on an auction, so I purchased them. Now I won them both, and we have a look. What caught my eye was I've been wanting a Karashigoi single coloured, quite even pattern scalation, and this one really caught my eye. It really did. I mean, look at the scalation on the side of there in the Kanoko with the colours within each scale. Beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to see how that one develops. Look at that, lovely body. And then this one has just got a bit more of a pattern to the actual coloration, not as even. And then this one, if you have a look, you've actually at the moment it's got like gin ring on the ends of the scales. So these have only just arrived, so they're obviously quite stressed. I've got a little bit of sedate in there with them at the moment, just to keep them calm. So they're not fully sedated, just lightly, so you can handle them better. So they are in there now. Has that one got a mark on it? Has it been damaged? No, it hasn't, just something in there. So yeah, beautiful fish, look at that. And look at the scalation, beautiful. So this is the bigger one. I think this is 44 cm, and I think this was 38, I think. But look at that. Look at that Kanoko in there, absolutely mega. So I'm just got them in there acclimatizing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep mixing the water for about 10 minutes so the pH and the temperature comes up. I'd normally bag them in there and I would PP them, PP dip. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but most people who... I have got a QT here, as you all know, but this fish is still healing well actually, this side on it. So I don't want to put them in there. You know, I don't want to put them in there and then they get something from them in there, so on and so forth. So I'm a bit like, I've done this quite a lot of times now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them straight into what I call my grow on there. So they're going to go from there to the sedate, to there into the pond water, and then from there what I will probably do, I'll probably PP dip them for 3 minutes only, because if there is anything on them, they just get whacked, done, and in, and that's it. And that seems to work with me. So every fish in there that I've got in this last year, I've done that protocol with them. So you know, it just gives you a little bit of reassurance. So so yeah, there we go. What I will do, actually, I will PP them in there while they're in there. So yeah, on the next video they will be in this pond. But what absolute lovely fish. Like I say, golden corn, in a lot of ways, they're a bit, you either like them or you kind of don't. But can you see the jing ring in the end of the scale there? I can't remember what it's called. Chris at JPN Koi did call it something. Can you see at the end of the scale? Now that might not remain, but it's there at the moment. So but look, I love the yellow of this one. On camera it looks darker, but it's a lot lemony. My view, that is definitely more of a lemon colour, this one. Then this one is a, you know, more of an orangey with the actual Kanoko in the scale. Beautiful. And this one as well has got the Kanoko in there, like a darker yellowy orangey colour coming. So these will be really, really interesting to see how these develop. Look at that, what a pair. Lovely bodies, lovely long bodies, lovely shape to them. And yeah, I think I've grabbed myself a couple of nice fish there. They've arrived in really good condition, thankfully. No split fins or anything like that. Just a bit stressed as normal, as you normally get. A bit of veining as you normally get with fish that have been transported. So I will stop waffling, because the quicker I can, well, I'll say quicker, they need 20 minutes or so just acclimatise in. So what I have been doing, like I say, I would normally float the bag, but keep doing that. I've been doing that for about 15 minutes now. So I've never normally had problems though with fish going from cooler water to warmer water. What they ate is going from warmer water to cooler water. Saying that, the fish on the outdoor pond, they're down to 12 degrees now. Only a few days ago it was 16. Mental. Whereas in here, just an update with the pond while I'm in here, I've had to turn the air source heat pump down this morning to 23, because it was on 24 and it's been struggling overnight, because this night, the 13th, the night for the 12th, 13th of September, it's been the coldest night so far, as you probably all know, if you're in the UK, and I reckon it must have got down to 4 or 5 degrees where I live, because it was cold this morning. It might have even touched a bit of air frost. I doubt ground frost, but I bet there was some air frost about on the wind, you know, on bits of, you know, anyway. So yeah, it was a cold one. So when I came in here this morning, the air source heat pump was on and it was struggling. It was on 22.1 and it's raised 1 degree. So that is a combination of the air source heat pump was on and it's now off, it's reached 23, but because the sun's come out and it's raised it naturally, because it's now 21, 22 degrees in here now. So yeah, it's that time of year, which is an absolute bummer. So these, I'm hoping, I'm going to try and get some feed in them for the next month or two, set to rest of September then October, keep them conditioned, maybe get a bit of growth and body on them for the next month or two, but it's downhill from now. But the reason I went for these as well is because there was a good size. There was a good size given their age. They're 15-month-old, so they are a good size already. So I can't really be taking Tosai on or small, or really small Nisai at this time of year, because they're not going to do anything for me. I could do, but they're not going to do a lot for me. So that combination of the look of them, I think they're mint. I think they're absolutely mint fish. I loved them. I was looking for a Karashi style type koi as well, and this one, really, this Taniguchi golden corn on this side with the evenness was right up my street. Sometimes these golden corns, what I don't like is that variability and that sparsity. I think they look a bit messy, but that's not, that style of golden corn's not my cup of tea. But these two are absolutely made up. So thanks Chris at JPN Koi, really happy with them, really happy with the service, the amount I've paid for them, and then also thanks to Ricky at Koi Wholesale, because this is where they ultimately came from, what he's getting in and picking. So absolutely mega. So I'm hopefully I can give them justice. Hopefully you can see them growing in the future. These are all doing mint in here now. I've got some, the only one I've got coming now is the end of this month, September, guys. I've got the DKN, the Battle of the Breeders event of Koi Wholesale at the end of this month at Newark Showground, and I'll be going to that and I'll be collecting my DK Shiro. That'll be interesting to see what that's done. Doesn't really matter what it's done. I just got to pick that one and went to that event for the journey to see what that fish would do, just for pure interest and just to be involved in something. So that one's coming at the end of this month, then that's it, I'm done. I said that last time and I got these two, but that is now, I'm done. Definitely, I'm not eating or anything like that. So at the end of October, this pond is getting pulled. These two won't get pulled though. Going to get pulled, harvested, my own harvest, simulating what they do in Japan. They've been in here untouched all summer, and then I'm interested to measure them up, especially that one there, the Sankey, the Sakai Fish Farm Sankey, which has done really well. Body shape is absolutely mint. So on that note, there's not anything else to report. My pH is 7.1. It's on the low side, which I'm liking because it gives you a bit of buffer with ammonia and stuff, as I've mentioned before. It's stable as well. I'm just popping some bicarb of soda in there every so often. I'm putting in my homemade brew of PSB. There it is. That went from a light colour to that, and I've got about 4 more bottles, so I keep tipping that in. Look, there you go. Look, that's the home brew of PSB. If you haven't seen my earlier video, have a look how it's done. And it's time, the season is now changing. We're now going down into autumn, temperatures coming down, and I'll plateau at 12 degrees in here. And the now also, which is worth noting, the Sake Koi growth, I put about 3 kilo in there this last week, mixed in with 50-50 with balance. So there's about 4 kilo in there, 2 kilo of each mixed in. So now my Sake Koi growth is now finished, mixed in with there the last little bit, mixed in with balance, and then once that's done it will be purely balance through autumn and now winter. Give them as much as I possibly can. Then once it's around 12, it's basically like once a day, just once a day, trickling food in, just keep them maintained. They've had no colour this year, so on that note, everything else is doing bloody marvellous. These are doing okay, looking good. That fish that was on death's door at the end of the start of the year with like a septicemia type bacterial thing, which looked like is about recovered now. This one with a terrible head rot that was in my main pond with that green fungus on it in spring, which I moved in here, is now about fully recovered. This one's looking better. It's got the side scale after its treatment in the main pond, after it had potentially Costia in the pond. That's recovering well now, so mega in here as well, so great. QT is great. If I didn't have them in there, or maybe one fish, I'd probably move that one fish out of here, then put these 2 in here, and then QT them for 6 weeks. But I've not got that privilege, I'm afraid. So, right, let me crack on. Got the 2 fish currently getting their bearings right, yeah, so there's the larger of the 2. They've been PP'd, they've only been in there 3 minutes. They're now recovering here with clean water, with the pond water, been acclimatised, dipped in here, now recovering, getting more upright, so we're getting a bit more, yeah, because that was on its side a minute ago. So this one, I've measured it at 45, they sold it as 44, so it's around about there. Now looking at this one, I've looked at the vent on this one, and this one is come as unsexed, but I think it's male. It looks like a male to me looking at the vent. That's purely going on the vent. And the I think this one's a male looking at the vent. I can't, it's too feisty now, but and then this one, let me just see if I can, this one to me, look at the vent, looks like female to me, and this is confirmed looking at my notes as female, so this was sold as female. Now if you look at the vent, it's more open and wider, whereas the male, I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get this upside down, yes I will, is like you can see, it's more of a smaller with a slit. So anyway, that's my crude terms looking at it. You can apparently sometimes feel a bit of graininess to the fins on these pecs if it's a male. I honestly can't feel anything at the minute, but they might be too young for that, I don't know. I'm inexperienced with sex and I mainly go by the vent. And body shape as well, I mean, you know, even though this one's the bigger one and they're both the same age, you would say that that's a female, but looking at his body, it's quite slender. So there's both of the fish. Getting a good shot of them while I can. Yeah, I'm well happy. Look at the colour. Beautiful. This one really feels a really good size in your hand. And this one, the size, I got this at around about 37, 38, and I think they're reporting as 38, so yeah, and about there. So I've done the particulars now, and there you go. That concludes them. So they're going to go into this main pond now, and hopefully do well. There goes that one. There goes that one. They're both in. There we go. Woohoo! Thanks for watching. If you like this video with the Taniguchi golden corn, please hit the like, please hit the notification bell if you want to follow these fish and future videos. And thank you as always for watching. It is much appreciated.